and welcome to SPADS episode 22. We are the Frank Lampard version of the football podcasts. We're back with a full crew.
Give us some credit.
We've got the full team back again. Money Penny is back from his travels. How was it? We've missed you.
Yeah, it was very good, thank you. Sorry I wasn't here.
Don't speak for me, I didn't miss him.
It's been 3 weeks. It was work the first week, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a while. Props to Woody, who come in on 2 occasions and assisted us in the studio. Chelsea fan. Thank you, Woody, for coming in and giving us your insight. Yeah, and a good substitute. You're the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer of podcast, bringing him in.
Quite offended.
I'm not sure anything.
All right, what's the Chelsea version of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer?
Lampard.
Di Matteo.
In and out.
No, so thanks for that. Talking of Lampard, interim managers, they just don't work. It's a very strange thing. We talked about it last week about we've got basically a quarter of the league that's got interim managers at the moment. I wrote some stats down, but we'll start with Lampard because Chelsea are playing Real Madrid at the moment, 0-0 as we currently sit here, but he's done no better than Paul would have done.
You sort of have to put Lampard to one side because he's not like Potter. He's not had a pre-season, etc., etc., etc. He's just come straight in with this bunch of players, and he's got to try and get them. But he's going to get. He's still going to get the stick because they're still not going to.
He probably did have a pre-season with them before they sacked him. The first time. Yeah, so,
do you know what I mean? It's like,
he did have a pre-season. It was just at Everton.
I think the interim manager thing's just for that new manager bounce. They think they're going to get it, but you're not, because no one feels stable.
Well, Roy.
What? Do you know what?
He's not a new manager, is he?
He's
an interim manager.
All that lot.
Same with fucking Frank.
He's the only one that's coming. So I wrote down. So I didn't get all of them. I didn't have time to it. So obviously Lampard's coming. He's had three games since he's been in. He's lost all 3. 2-1 to Brighton, 2-0 to Real Madrid, and 1-0 to Wolves. But Wolves he only took over the day before, so it doesn't really count.
It's the only one you could say that that they wouldn't possibly lose to anyway.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. It's just really odd. I just find the whole thing.
Would you put Chelsea beating Madrid last year? Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Would you put them beating Brighton this year? Probably not.
No. So then, if you think Frank Lampard's going to come in and do no different,
he's going to get some shit because they're losing.
Frank was
but they're losing on the streak of losing fucking 700 other games.
Frank was the wrong choice. If they were going to do the interim manager, I don't like Benitez.
No,
I don't rate him.
He's a great manager.
I don't like him.
Great manager.
But
he loves you, by the way.
Yeah. Sorry, it's not both ways.
Frank is the right.
You're his favourite podcaster.
He would, and a more experienced manager would have got a little bit more.
I think it's about familiarity for the players, though.
But familiarity.
And the fans.
Think about this at work, right? You work for someone, they were shit, so they got rid of them, didn't perform. Then someone else comes in. And then they bring the same manager back. You'd be looking at him going, mate, you were sacked 5 minutes ago.
But it's better than what was there before.
Is he?
He's not, though.
No, he's not. But that's what you would think, wouldn't you?
I don't know. It's just really odd. And like I say, it hasn't worked so far in terms of that.
Even if it doesn't, what is there, 8 games left? 9 games left, something like that?
Yeah, that's all they're left.
So even if he loses all of them, does that really say that he couldn't have done a better job? Because it's not, what was that, 13 games? It's not.
I just think you would have just run with Potter at the end of the season.
They should, they should. But in the situation we're having a conversation, I think, I don't see where else they would have gone.
It's just like, obviously, Dean Smith's now coming at Leicester.
That's working really well, isn't it?
Yeah, he lost, obviously, 3-1 against Man City. Again, Man City...
But you're playing against Man City.
You kind of understand that. Obviously, Stellini is coming in for Conte.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's been in for 3 games.
Playing exactly the same
they've
way
lost.
as what Conte
They've lost 1 and drawn. So they've won 1 game out of that.
Italian,
So far, that out of the interim managers, there's 4, 5, 6. There's 7 games so far. They've won 1. Yep. Okay, you then go to Sellers at Southampton. He's won 1 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games.
Yeah, but he's probably done better than all the other managers because Southampton are fucking dog shit.
Yeah, I mean, they've won 1 against Leicester 1-0. They drew United and lost everything else. The only one that has done something is 97-year-old Roy Hodgson.
Yeah, legend.
Who's, come in and won all 3 games since he's come.
Because he's a manager. He knows what he's doing.
Absolutely.
And the guys, well, obviously Dean Smith, he done a reasonable job when was it at Villa, wasn't it?
Villa beforehand.
Yeah.
Was it
Norwich? He done awful, didn't he?
Would you put Dean Smith as a Premiership manager?
No.
Maybe lower end.
Yeah, not the top half.
Fighting.
Yeah.
But you can't bring him into a side like Leicester and say you're now fighting, get me out of it.
No, yeah. Well, I don't know. I just think all of them are weird.
Just need Big Sam in the wall, don't you? That's it.
Where is Big Sam nowadays?
Fucking lying in a Lilo in Portugal.
Well, he gets interviewed, doesn't he, on TalkSport every time there's a new job. He goes, "No, the missus won't be happy. I've booked us to go to Dubai for a couple of weeks." He's like, "I'm not interested."
Nah.
His
days are done.
He's earned enough money in his life, isn't he?
Yeah,
and he's seen the shower of shit that's in the Premier League. Fuck that. Not even I can save them lot.
But how do you break this cycle though of just recycling these managers?
You need a new, fresh set of managers. You need to start giving other people opportunities to stop recycling the.
But did we not have that with Potter per se?
I think the step was too big for Potter too soon.
But where'd you go from Brighton?
I know we said about
Spurs,
this with
maybe.
Potter.
We should have stayed there because it did a fucking better job than.
Yeah, but this thing with Potter and it's the big step. I know we said that right, but let's be honest. It's not just Potter at Chelsea's the problem. The owner is fair play. He's putting money into it. He's clearly. I mean, all those people in the back room that he got rid of. He's clearly just wants to just do so much, mate. Let the experienced people do it.
It's like a real life game of Football Manager.
Yeah, he wants to do it all himself. It shows that he can do it, but he's trying to use the American model, and it will never work.
It's American model for soccer.
Soccer,
and that will never work.
Yeah,
I get. Do you know what I mean? I've paid £2 billion for this club. I'll do the fucking hell what I like because I'd be the same. But you've got to step back and go, right, it's not working. Let's step back.
Do you think, right, if Potter was hired by Abramovich and they had the lady, the sporting director, I can't think of her name, with her
Couldn't
doing
pronounce it anyway.
Yeah, with all the transfers that she did and everything, negotiations, all that she did, and with Peter Cech and all that, and was it Bruce Buck, wasn't it, the thing? I'm not saying he would have been like top four, but they would have not been. It would not have been as bad.
I think it was a real turbulent period for Chelsea in terms of the changeover. Potter coming, no pre-season, so many fans. I don't think they gave him
not one of them players were one of his signings. Not one of them players.
No, I mean, we don't assume so. We don't know for sure, but we don't think it is. But it was a real turbulent period for them, so it was difficult to come in, and it's continued. Lampard's done but I just can't understand what they thought Lampard was going to do.
That's ridiculous, isn't it?
Name me someone else you'd have brought in.
Benitez.
I'd have just gone with Potter.
Benitez? Fucking hell,
I'd have kept Potter going.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
If you was going to bring someone in,
yeah,
that's the only option you've got really. To give you anything like stability.
Could have took
Conte. Or
favouritism
with the fans, a bit of quiet news, etc., etc.
Did Conte go after? Oh no, Conte went
beforehand,
27.
Because then straight away Chelsea did. Because hang on a minute, I don't want Spurs to get any of these managers before we do,
and then haven't got any. Yeah. But in terms of looking at all the people that's come in as interim managers, and you're right what you were saying, Lee, about this new manager bounce. Is there any of those that come in? If you're a player for a Premier League, would you look at any of those managers come into and think,
no,
I'm really going to want to do well for him?
Not with the egos you've got these days. No.
It's just mental.
None of them were like, oh, that's not bad. None of us were like, oh, that's not bad.
No,
we weren't. None of them. We were like, oh.
No, Dean Smith, he just went, what?
Yeah.
It's weird.
The only one I think was
John Terry appointment with the Dean Smith.
Yeah.
Like back forward, just shore him up a bit.
Yeah.
The only one I kind of got was Roy because he didn't get sacked. He left because he was 100.
Yeah, that one was.
He's a proven manager.
Yeah,
he's the only one that makes any sense to go anywhere.
So, and that's the one that's been proven. But it's I just find it.
I think Palace were. I don't think they were a bad side. Where were they? 12th.
They just hadn't won. Yeah, they had
needed a little bit of.
And they weren't scoring goals.
No.
And that was their problem, Palace. They weren't scoring, so you're not going to win games.
And Roy wasn't known for scoring goals. No. What's going on?
Scoring goals was fun.
But he's gone, look, boys, I'm a bit tired of this. Just go and sort it out.
Run down the other end.
Go score some goals, we'll just keep it quiet.
But why do we think no one's been appointed at this point? So we've got interim managers. We know there's managers out there that think Nagelsmann has been linked. Obviously, you've got Pochettino has been linked with every job from Asda's to Spurs.
None of them are.
Jesse
None
Marsh.
of them you'd go, right.
Jesse Marsh. I mean, that's he was nearly appointed at Leicester, wasn't he? I mean, that's the craziest.
It broke down at Leicester and Southampton, didn't it? He gets into negotiations and it breaks down. It's like, okay.
But none of the managers out there you'd say are proven. Let's go get them managers.
But who are these teams waiting for?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, who-
Well, that's it. There is no one. So it's like, what do you do? Do you try something or do you not try it?
I just don't know who.
It
Look,
is crazy
Nagelsmann
because
will go somewhere.
He'll go Chelsea.
The thing is,
Yeah, or Real Madrid
They
potentially.
said it.
so
on
you
Talk
look at
today.
it now, right? So you say up and coming man. You look at and think what managers are we looking at in a minute, right? So you've got Carrick, Company, right? Both of them, even if Middlesbrough don't come up, right? There's no way he should leave Middlesbrough, and I don't think he will.
Company shouldn't leave Burnley.
No, why would he?
You get your team up to the Premier League, you want to do it.
Yeah,
for them,
exactly
don't you?
right. So those two are up and coming, and the problem is, like you say, where are these managers coming from? So what are we assuming, right? If Chelsea go and get Nagelsmann, is Enrique going to Spurs?
Would you pick
Where are
Spurs over Chelsea at the minute?
No.
I don't know because they said it on.
I wouldn't go to either of them at the moment.
No, but that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. There's just so much uncertainty with the sides.
Yeah.
That's a good. That's a good. That's a really good question.
Yeah.
Spurs are not.
Yeah.
They're not like shit. They're doing all right, but
Is
they're
it-
getting loads of bad press.
Is it going to be that a couple of those teams get their managers, and then the others go, "Well, I didn't get in. I got interviewed there, but I'll go over here now." And it's like, is that what's going to happen? Because I mean,
Is any of them going to want to go to these teams
Yeah.
that need
Well,
fucking managers?
that's a really good question. Let me ask you, Dave. We'll start with you. You've had the option. You've been offered the Chelsea job and the Spurs job.
right now.
Right now, who are you going to?
I would go with Spurs.
You go Spurs.
Yeah.
For what reason?
I think there's a little bit more stability there.
yeah,
Chelsea at the moment, there's no, it's just,
it's chaos.
money's being thrown here, there, everywhere. That no one knows who's in, who's not. They don't know what's coming around the corner. At least with Spurs, you've got a nucleus of a squad, which isn't
And
terrible.
you are going to get a bit of money. Yes, you might not get the 200 million. You are going to, if you're a new manager, you're going to get a bit of money there. So hopefully,
And Spurs have spent, haven't they?
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just,
And the managers out there at the minute are not known for going blowing loads of money anyway.
No.
no.
They're proper managers like building teams. I know you're
Yeah.
going to need a bit of money.
Yeah, every new manager wants to get a couple of their own players in.
Yeah, of course.
But
yeah.
I think, with Spurs, I think, at the
I actually
moment, they're
think
better.
it's an easier choice.
More chance of
I
fucking
think,
Champions League football next year.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, Kev, who would you pick?
I'd actually pick Spurs because as much as I take the piss out of Spurs fans because they're either up or down, I actually think when you look at it from like that, yes, I know we'll say, well, if you're at Chelsea, you get unlimited funds. Well, you technically don't. Todd Bowley's got unlimited funds.
That's worked out really well, hasn't it?
Exactly, and it's like now they're in a situation right where they've always had even before this 20 players that he's bought. They already had all these players that they still had too much. Like midfield was so top heavy. It's like, well, he's just added to it. None of them have gone. They're going to have they probably need to get rid of 20 players in the summer. So how are you going to do that as a manager? And he's probably going to continue. Anyone's linked Arsenal or Tottenham, he's going to go from, isn't he? Let's be honest. He's still going to continue to do that.
Yeah.
Why would he stop?
It'd be interesting to see whether he goes and buys more players next season. Lee, what about you in
It's
terms?
got to be Spurs.
You got to be Spurs.
You know you're not going to get a bucket full of cash with Levy, but you know you're going to get a team that you can work with. It's going to be the same thing day in, day out.
Yeah.
There's not that many egos.
Yeah.
You've got, like you say, something stable. You've got all your training pitches. You've got all that. So you could just build the team.
Yeah.
You can work with the players and actually get...
Okay, I'm going to throw another question
Top
to you.
four.
Well, no, what about you? Who would you go for?
I don't know, really. It's a difficult one to say. I'd probably say
That's
Chelsea.
really good content.
No, I would.
Anyway,
I would probably say Chelsea
why?
because I think Spurs have the same aspirations as Chelsea
Yep.
in terms of they're going for the same competitions and expect to probably finish about the same sort of position. And at least I think with Chelsea, I've got half a chance that I'm going to be able to buy some players that I want or have some funds to be able to do it. With Levy, I'm not going to get the players that I want and I'm not going to get the
The only
resources.
thing that you might have being at Chelsea than you would at Tottenham, I think you might attract that bigger player.
Sure, that's why I would
Yeah.
pick Chelsea.
So if
So-
we're talking
Because you can
picking
afford to pay the
Chelsea
wage.
right now, do you think you're going to be able to get players through the door? FFP is
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah,
think
that's-
you stupid.
Yeah.
You've then got to try and get rid of these 20 players you bought in and get some more in if that's what you want.
But then a club's going to want to buy these players
No,
off
because
Chelsea.
they're dog
because-
shit.
well, they're not.
Yeah.
Some,
Well, no,
some are
They're
very
not
good
pro-
players.
But they're not proving they are they?
But they're not going to get
That's
the
what
money
I'm saying
they
right
need,
now.
are they?
Yeah.
Is anybody going to put their hands up for Mudryk?
And
Are
they're
Arsenal going to go back in for him if they put him up for sale?
No.
Absolutely fucking not.
No, he looked good in his debut. When he
I
come.
can see United going for him.
Yeah, I can too. Right, let me ask you another.
Yeah, they paid that money for it, haven't they?
Let's build on this to see how bad you guys really think Chelsea are, because you guys pick Spurs over Chelsea. You've been offered the Leicester job and the Chelsea job. Where do you pick then?
I'd go Chelsea.
You go Chelsea there?
Yeah, because Leicester are potless.
Yeah, and they're going to get relegated.
Yeah, I think they've
Yeah.
got money. They've got to claw some money back. You think they've got to get rid of? They're probably going to sell Maddison in the summer. If they get relegated, they're going to have to get rid of Maddison, Harvey Barnes, Justin. Is it James Just? No, what's his name?
James Justin.
Yeah, the one they got from Luton. There's probably a couple of youngsters.
Yeah.
Iniacho. There's all that heart of that team.
They're probably going to go in the summer anyway. If they
Yeah.
get relegated, they'll be gone anyway.
Yeah.
Do you actually think Leicester are going to go down?
No.
I don't know.
I know we've asked this all the time. I can never remember what everyone says. Southampton. Well, I say Southampton are gone, but they're like 3 points from safety.
Yeah, that's it.
Like, it's such a
Do you know the
nuts
weird thing
season.
is, you speak to these fans phone in, like the Leeds fans phone in and say, do you know what? Don't look great, but to be fair, I think there's worse teams players. And that's how some of these teams are going to stay up. They're not even going to, some of them are like, well, if we just get one more draw, we'll be right. And it's like, that's mad.
Mind you, Leeds aren't doing well at the moment. I don't think I've got their stats in front of me, but I know they're.
The table's it's upended at the bottom again anyway, isn't it, recently?
Yeah, let's say it's really close. Southampton feel like they haven't won a game since El King died, and yet they're only 3 points from
mad.
safety.
It's
so
crazy.
But it's like, I think like now it's sort of about 5 or 6 teams, isn't it? Rather than before it was like 8 or 9 teams.
Look at West Ham.
Yeah.
They were right down there.
Yeah.
That-
But
they're like-
it's
they're
just
down there, right?
you get 1 or 2 results.
That's right. How far away?
And that's it. You've
You know what? The big
The
thing will
point
be,
changes, like the
the
difference
big-
between
Yeah.
the bottoms has
the
changed.
big thing at the bottom will be when there's a couple of them playing each other and it's a
Yeah.
6 point. That's where one of them teams get a couple of results. And that's
Yeah,
where-
West Ham are now 4 points from
Yeah.
safety.
Yeah.
which still is, you're 4 points with 8 games to go, isn't
No.
a lot,
But
No,
they've,
exactly.
they've now got a bit of a run going.
Yeah.
A bit of confidence.
Yeah.
I mean, 2-2 against Arsenal was a cracking result.
Yeah.
Well, talking about that, talking about obviously the teams playing each other. Arsenal slipped up again at the weekend, a 2-0 lead, and lost a 2-0 lead again against West Ham. We talked about last week about maybe they've got about 4 tough games coming up. We've got 2 fairly easy games beforehand. I think it's Southampton, obviously West Ham and Southampton.
Yeah.
We did say on the pod last week that if they drop points against these, it's going to be very difficult.
Woody said that it wouldn't be an easy game against West Ham, didn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. And it turned out to be that way. For the first 25 minutes, it looked like an absolute steamroll. Arsenal's going to win this easily. Do we think the pressure's starting to tell?
I don't think it's pressure. I just think they got lazy.
Yeah,
and
they
got cocky about.
They
Yeah.
took the foot off.
There might be a bit of fatigue
like,
as well. They've played a lot of football this year
Yeah, they have. Yeah.
compared to last season.
Oh, not really.
they'll be tired next
That-
season.
They've played football. I've probably played similar sort of games that they did last season. I just think,
But at the tempo they've played it at.
I've
Did you
always
say
played
they've
that.
played football?
They've played football, yeah.
Well, of course they've played football.
well, no, United kick a ball back, but they're not playing football.
Oi,
It's just,
oi.
awful football. No, I think it was just they needed to get that third goal,
Yeah.
and they just took the foot off the gas.
Yeah.
But is that so? Yeah, they took the foot off the gas. But there was times recently where they were 2 goals down, and obviously they
Villa.
came back against
Villa.
Villa.
Yeah.
That they had won before that as well. They were one. It might have been Bournemouth, I think it is. They were 2-1 down or whatever.
Yeah, and they
come
scored,
back and
yeah,
scored in the
last
last minute. Stuff like that. They're not getting that now. Do we think? And now they must be getting a bit squeaky bum time. Arsenal, I think, have been brilliant this season. I think
Yeah.
Arteta's done really well.
Yeah.
I think the form of other teams has helped them, but that's not their fault. You can only
Yeah.
play the season you play, right? So,
Yep.
other teams have got that same season and they're not top. Arsenal are. But do we think it's squeaky bum time? Do we think they're
'cause it'll
starting to
what will it be?
panic?
It'll be a point if City win the next game. It'll be a
But
point.
it's still in Arsenal's hands, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's in their own
Yeah, 'cause
hands.
they've got the point lead.
Yeah.
But does it feel like it's in Arsenal's hands? Because I almost feel like after that, the weekend,
Not
it's in
the way
City's hands.
City is.
Although it's
I
not.
think because it's City, because City have got the experience.
Yeah.
and they're playing fucking great.
Yeah, exactly. At the right
I know
time.
Arsenal are as well. But
Yeah.
you put Arsenal and City together, you know.
I think that's what it is. I think if it was 2 teams that hadn't won the league for ages, it'd probably be like. I don't think it'd be like that. But because it's-
Like Arsenal and United.
Yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah.
next season.
No.
You heard it here first. United are going to win it next season,
But it is.
and I'm going to be a millionaire.
I hope you are.
At least we'll have Champions League football, Dave.
We're not out of that running yet.
At least we'll have a trophy in the cabinet.
We've got a little.
Yeah, it's got 7-0 against Man United.
You forgot about the Community Shield. We've got that in the cabinet this year.
But I say it's really strange with Arsenal because I see obviously Jimmy Ford Hasselbank, Jamie Carragher, Gary Neville was talking about if Arsenal don't win the league now, and it'd be interesting to see what your points are, would it be a disastrous season? Now, Gary Neville says it wouldn't be a disastrous season. Roy Keane said
It will be.
it will be, and obviously Jimmy Ford Hasselbank. Well, Roy said it would be disappointing. Jimmy Ford Hasselbank said it'll be fucking terrible, disaster.
I think this is that thing. So it's a bit like when we were looking like we weren't going to be in top 4, and it's like, well, would it be good? It's like, we don't expect it, but if you've been there for quite a while, that's where it'd be disappointing. It probably wouldn't be a disaster,
No.
but it would be disappointing if you've been that far. But if you take the emotion from it of being a fan, you got to think, do you know what? We didn't even have a dream that we was going to be second.
No.
But
So
if they don't win it this season, they're not winning it anytime soon.
No.
Because you've got Liverpool fucking being shit, Chelsea is shit, United is shit. The only team, Man City are behind them.
Yeah.
If all of them come good next, and you've got Newcastle, Brighton, you've got Villa's creep.
Spurs.
If they all come good.
Well, it's a great league, though, isn't it? That's what.
it's fantastic.
It's not great for us fans, but fucking Arteta's going to be fuck.
But I think it will be a disappointing season because. Excuse me.
because of that.
You didn't even get away from that.
Because of that. That's why.
You even leant into the mic.
We've got to make it sound
Right,
good,
it's the
isn't it?
rules, isn't it? If you want to talk, you got to.
Yeah. But they won't have won anything all season. And that's a disappointing thing.
So they asked the question, didn't they? Was it on TalkSport? It was. They asked Rio Ferdinand if Arsenal finish second and Man United finish third, who's had the better season? And Rio said, "Well, Man United because they're third and they've got a trophy. Arsenal got nothing." Now someone's like, "No,
having
we're
nothing
second."
to show for having a decent season
having your best season for 20 years
is going to look
is disappointing
shit and feel shit.
Yeah.
So are we saying that then if Arsenal don't win the league, it's a disappointing season?
Yeah, if I was a fan, I'd be disappointed.
If
Yeah.
look at it from the other point of view, if they come second, they don't win the league, are players wanting to move going to go, oh, let's go Arsenal? Or they're going to go, fuck.
Well, maybe they might go to Arsenal because now they've got Champions League.
But they've not won a trophy.
Yeah, but again,
Does Champions League really bring you... Oh, sure.
Yeah,
I think it does because one, you've got the money to spend.
Yeah.
That's the big...
You got the income.
Champions League.
And
But the Champions League money is fuck all for players these days.
no, but I'm not saying it for players, but for the club.
Yeah,
so the
but-
club
but
can then
you know,
afford
it's
to pay better wages because they've got
that
financial fair
helped
play.
more money.
Champions League helped Liverpool like 200 million or something. Was in for like 2 seasons. It was like 300 million in revenue or something.
There's 192 million. Or something.
Yeah, and that's where it helps.
Yeah.
Plus, as a player, you're on the big stage. You're in front of everybody. Watching.
Chelsea might buy you for 110.
yeah, and I think that will draw players in for Arsenal. And I don't think they'll lose players this season.
No.
No, one
they
thing-
can see the project, so they'll stay. I'm not worried about them losing players, but
I think they'll get players.
The one thing Arteta has done that Arsenal haven't had for a while, he's really united them as a unit.
Yeah.
They are a team now, which they haven't been for a long time. The Arsenal fans are really behind it. I said they're really big on social media and stuff like that. But there is a buzz about Arsenal, even if it ends up being... I don't think it's a disastrous seeing them finish second. I think they'll be disappointed.
Yeah, disappointing, but not
I
disaster.
also think if you get most Arsenal fans, and it's what they're going to say, right? Because,
not winning anything last season, not winning nothing. It's not a disaster. It just
no, I think all of them will say we don't care with the thing. I think they'll be gutted.
It'll be gutted.
To be this far ahead and stuff like that. I think they'll be absolutely
to have the
gutted.
gap they have had to let that slip so far.
Because there's only one team who have been top at Christmas and haven't won the league.
United, you're going to say?
Sorry, it's 51 points. Sorry, that wasn't it. It was Liverpool.
Was it?
Yeah. So Arsenal could be the next team to do that because they were the same.
So you've always said City you're going to hold on. Last week I said Arsenal I think we're going to hold it together. You said Arsenal are going to hold it together.
Yeah.
Do you think Arsenal or City?
No, I've said City all along.
City all along.
Might have
So I think
to replay a few.
Do we
just to
think
check that. I'm pretty sure. I've
Do
said
we
it.
think it's down to their game?
No, I almost don't think it matters what happens in that game. I think it's what happens.
I think it's
outside.
been proved already. It doesn't matter.
They've
Slipped up to West Ham for God's
Yeah.
sake.
Yeah.
They've both got to play Chelsea, So I think that's going to. I know you laugh at Chelsea.
You just never
but
know if that's the game that brings a result, don't you?
Yeah, you know, Chelsea,
The only
are they
3
going to
points
want
they get all season.
the players, the fans, are they going to want Arsenal to win the league? No. You know, they're
not going to want to get knocked out of the Champions League, but they're going to.
Yeah, but would you? You know, I still think they'll be more up for it.
Yeah, I do think they'll be up for it.
Yeah, it's being up for it and being able to actually get a result of being up for it.
Yeah. What is the actual Chelsea score at the moment? Do you know?
0-0.
0-0.
Which is a result for Chelsea already.
Is it still 0-0? Yeah. I mean, yeah, so it will be interesting. I think he's done great. John Daly, our number one Arsenal fan that's commented on the pod, he came up with a really good idea. Actually, and I did throw this to you in the group, so I hope you've had a think about it. He came up with a very good feature that he wants me to put to you every week. I think it's really good. The highs and lows of football for this week. Individual things. So I'm going to come to each of you and ask for your low first of all, and then we'll go to the higher. So in this week in football,
go that way.
what is been? Kev, we'll start with you. You look primed and ready.
I've got one.
What has been the low
If you
point
still
for you this week
Martinez getting injured.
for United?
Yeah, out for the season. Really gutted for that because what a sign.
Yeah, he's been fantastic.
Love it.
And obviously, Harry Maguire, Lindelof. I don't mind Lindelof, to be fair. I think Lindelof's okay. I think Mourinho.
I think we might lose him in the summer because I think he
Yeah,
might
'cause I think he
play.
wants
And
to-
I think
yeah.
he's a good player.
He's further down the pecking order.
He
Isn't
could go to Italy or Spain and look.
Yeah, I see Harry Maguire going. In.
Must be embarrassing if you don't get picked in front of Harry Maguire, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
It'll be a knock to your confidence for sure. There's
Yeah.
obviously some reason. Mourinho really liked
Well,
Lindelof.
he bought him instead of Van Dijk. So
Yeah,
you know.
I think
so
Ten
with
Hag-
that worked out well.
I think
Yeah,
Ten
yeah.
Hag's playing a which one am I going to get rid of game at the minute.
Yeah.
I think he's
Yeah.
giving Maguire the chance
He's
to
digging
shoot
out
himself.
Maguire out a bit, isn't he?
Well,
he's not digging
well, he's
out,
giving
but
him a
he's
chance to
saying-
shoot him in the
he's
foot so he
saying
can
to
say,
him,
"Get
he's
out."
saying to him
Yeah.
he's got to dominate the players. And I think when he said that, you look at it and he's saying, I want my defenders to dominate the strikers. And when you look at it, Harry Maguire always looks lost, where I find other defenders don't look as worried, where Maguire looks panicked already.
Yeah, he did do something in the last game which I thought was really good. I watched an interview with Ten Hag afterwards, and he was saying that this time he played Lindelof on the left centre and Maguire on the right, and they asked him why, and he said Harry isn't great with his left foot. He's better on his right foot. Against attacking player that use the wingers, he needs to be able to cover the fullbacks.
Yeah.
The fullbacks go forwards, he needs to be better on that foot. He's better with his right and his left. But
Yeah.
now that's management
Yeah.
in terms like that. That's to hear that, it's like, oh my God, it's actually someone that knows what the fuck.
But they also said that they play better the other way around.
Yeah, I thought they played all right at the weekend. I mean, look, it's not. I like Lindelof. I'm not keen on Harry, but it's what we've got in the moment.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
you're right. That is
Yeah.
a low. Leave this low.
Got to be letting the wind slip against Sevilla.
Yeah, that's a big one for United in terms of that. Yeah, definitely. Obviously, what's
Yeah.
Thursday, isn't it? We did that again. So yeah, that would sort of fell apart in the last.
It's annoying because Sevilla did nothing.
No.
They were and the angle for the goal, how that even went in. Any other game wouldn't go in.
Yeah.
And Maguire's head. Duh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
The fact, I don't even know how he didn't know it was coming. It looked like he'd never seen a football in his life.
Yeah.
Boshed him on the head.
That's how he plays most of the time. So that's 2 low points for United's point of view. What was the low point for you in football or Liverpool in general this week?
My low point this week is Everton are still not in the relegation zone.
How do we think Sean Dyche is doing there?
He's doing what Sean Dyche does.
Yeah, average
Wins
results.
one, lose one,
Yeah.
scores one, wins one, lose
I think to be
Nick
fair,
one,
he's
pearl
doing
one, drop
he's
one,
doing
pearl one.
He's doing
Vindaloo.
okay.
Sorry.
He's doing okay at Everton.
talking
Let's be
over
honest,
him.
Everton's got issues there, and there's only so
Yeah.
much Sean Dyche can do. And I think I said it last week. If they go down, they stick with him and let him just sort it out.
Quick quiz. Leicester or Everton offer you a job? I know Everton job's not for sale.
Yeah.
Who would you go to?
Leicester.
Leicester, because you're a Liverpool fan. Leicester, Everton.
Oh, fuck off.
Leicester, Everton.
Leicester,
The
easy.
goal.
Leicester. Leicester.
Leicester easy.
I'll go
Everton
with
have
the
got serious problems. They've got
And
money.
Leicester,
They're
Everton.
both in the same.
No, but Everton have got like hundreds and hundreds of millions, where Leicester are just trying to.
But they can't
break
spend
it.
any.
No.
So
That's what it means. 100 million in debt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that he's got 100 million
so
sitting in the
what's-
bank.
Almost, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What's come on.
Everton, because it's got to be better than living in Leicester.
Well, I don't know about that.
All right, so start,
What's your low point?
I haven't got one.
Well, you got to have one.
No.
Yeah,
John Daly asked me to put it to everyone else.
You have to have a low point. Come on.
Meeting with you guys every week is the low point for me. So high point. So what's Dave? We're going to start with you as we ended with you last time. High point for this week. What's been a thing? Obviously,
Luis Diaz back in the
Oh, okay,
in
yeah,
the team. I think that's great because cracking player, full of pace. Yeah, I love him. I think he's great.
I love him. Okay, Kev.
I'd say the United win.
Yeah.
You know,
Big game that was against Forest, wasn't it?
well, it's nice to win.
3 points.
It's
3
nice
points
to win.
And Lee.
Coming back on the pod.
Back, I was going to say
Back on the pod. It's kind of not really what we're looking for the highs and lows for football. But it's haven't really got one.
United win.
United win. Fair enough.
Nothing's really.
But I do actually think it's a really good feature from John.
Yeah.
I like that.
And
You're gonna have to
what's your
think
high?
so. Being on the pod with you.
No, you can't have that.
Yeah, that's my low and high.
Yeah,
point.
low and high.
That is
Yeah,
it, It's it's like picking my favourite STI.
Which you've got everyone at the moment.
yeah, exactly. We touched a little bit beforehand. Liverpool form a bit erratic. I want your opinion on this, Dave. I read a interview with Klopp earlier on. After Leeds result, obviously a good result of the weekend, or Monday. Was it Monday?
You pretend
Monday.
you can read.
6-1 against Leeds, which was a great result. The first win you've had since the 7-0 drubbing of United.
Yep.
In the interview afterwards, he
Is that
said,
your first win?
Yeah.
Fuck it.
first-
So we score a lot of goals and then
Yeah.
we can't win a game.
but
He's got loads of goals twice this season.
Three times this season. We beat Bournemouth as well, didn't we, this season? Was it 7 or 9?
yeah, something like that early on. That was after
Was that
you
this
went for a run of
Yeah.
It was for like a run of bad games again, and then you
and then we
you
went for
done
a
it.
run of bad games after that.
But interestingly, Klopp, I think, is quite a level-headed and intelligent, sane manager. He comes out after the Leeds game and says, "We're creating something new here at Liverpool. We finally started to turn the corner, and everything." It's like, is that not a bit preemptive to say after just one 6-0, 6-1
if he can
victory?
see, if he's seen something on fucking on
and then
working on them,
Do you not think that's
months
that,
and months?
Do you not think that's down to Diaz being back and Jota being back? Maybe that's because.
But isn't it not down to the
that's
fact
what
they
he's
played
waiting for
Leeds
to
and
build.
Leeds are shit?
Yeah, but also we played Arsenal the previous game, came back from 2-0 down, 2-2. You know, he has changed a few things, I think.
Sure.
And-
Only time will tell when you lose next week.
But do you not think it's a bit early to come out and say?
Yeah.
But obviously they're making
After
they're
one
making
winning fucking
against
7 or whatever it
Leeds.
is.
Yeah.
I mean, they're making a lot of this Trent Alexander multi-centre role.
They played him. Was it? What do they call it? Something wing back. When it was like advanced wing back or something. Or
Sort of like a more of a sort of a holding midfielder.
More central. isn't it?
Yeah, more central.
He went from a 4 to a 3, did he?
Yeah, he's doing all right, but like I say, it's time will tell. You know, is that going to be his best place for him because of his passing ability? You can use it more.
But of course it is.
You know, doesn't have to worry about defending as much.
But you need to make sure that back three are solid.
Yeah.
Do you not? Did you watch that game as a Liverpool fan and think, oh God, we've turned the corner here?
I thought we were pressing better. We were quicker on the ball.
You
But-
like that against United, though. To be fair,
Yeah, but then we were shit again after that.
that's
Yeah, so
Yeah. So again, is it just
it's,
not?
I don't think we've turned the corner yet. If we continue with it for the rest of the season, then yeah, maybe I think we
I'd
have.
say if you
We've
had
got
a few games where you were winning,
if you go
3-4
unbeaten
nil.
to the end of the season,
season. We could potentially be in
what's your
Champions
running
League.
like?
We've got 8 games left. I don't know who we're playing. I don't think it's.
That's the level of research we have on this
I
pod.
don't think it's that hard.
He knows he supports Liverpool. And that,
Yeah.
We've played Chelsea twice, City twice, Arsenal twice. So we played all the big teams twice. We played the little teams like United, Leeds, obviously Leeds United,
All right,
Newcastle
big
United,
one Saturday. Got Forest on Saturday.
Forest.
Yeah, Forest Saturday,
So yeah, we have got, I think, an easyish running. So
See, if you went and beat them 2-0, you probably wouldn't say, "Oh, they've smacked," because you'd expect you.
it depends
Weird,
how you
yeah.
beat them 2-0. If we
Yeah.
go and beat them 2-0 and we're actually dominating them,
Big
and-
bad Spurs the week after.
yeah,
that.
so that's probably our hardest game there. If we dominate them and we just score 2, then maybe happy with it.
I just thought for someone that's level-headed, who's very sensible, I thought it was quite a bold statement. It almost sounded a little bit like he was under pressure. It's almost like when someone's trying to convince you. It's like your kid trying to convince you they haven't done something really bad, but they have, but they're trying to give you the reasons why. It felt a little bit like that.
Normally, he says the right things, doesn't he?
No, I think Klopp's brilliant. As a United fan, I hate it. I think Klopp's brilliant. I think he's great with the media. I think he's a very good tactician. I think he gets the players. I think he's a good man. I just think he's a good. I just think he's a really good manager.
I think he is under pressure. You know, we have not performed this season, and that when we play one good game. All right, because he did also come out, because Carragher said, it was Leeds' mistakes led to most of our goals. But Klopp said, well, no, we pressurised them to make them
Absolutely.
mistakes.
Yeah,
if we wasn't doing our jobs properly, they wouldn't have made them mistakes.
Yeah.
So, yes, they are mistakes, but we made them do it. So, I can understand what you're saying. He was
I get you.
happy with the way that the team had played, pressed, done what he wanted them to do. So, maybe he thinks, we have turned a slight corner. But like I say, it is a little bit
Because also
premature.
in that interview he says it doesn't really matter where we finish now, it's just about performances. Wow, which kind of...
Well, it's because he's written the season off.
Yeah.
They're not.
And performances to me are more important now. I agree with him.
And now listen to the Leeds fans today saying they were absolute. They're just capitulated. There's nothing there to show anything of anything. There's no pressing. There's just nothing there to show anything of a football team. So you now put them two together. You're like,
But sorry, can I just pick on that? You say performances is better now.
Yeah.
If you perform really well for the rest of the season, 7 games, whatever it is,
Yep.
and you lose every one but play well, are you sitting here saying at the end of the season you won't go, we turned the corner, those performances were really good, I know we lost, but I just don't buy it. I hate this when people say, no, I don't. If you lose the next 7 games, you won't sit at the end of the season and go, do you know what, they look really good though, so because you'll go, we lost 7 games.
Yeah, but you could play really, really well and still lose, yeah?
Sure.
Their goalkeeper could have an absolute blinder and then they get a penalty or a lucky breakaway goal because you're looking for that winner. So, if you've performed well,
So
I'll
for
be
the next
happy.
7 games, if you don't win a game, you'll be happy if they've...
As long as we
Dave has
perform,
always said if they play well, and still lose, he's happy.
perform.
He's always
I just don't buy it.
I think
I would much rather...
98% of the other Liverpool fans wouldn't.
no,
buy
but
it.
I only think you accept, not just you, but I think a football fan, you would only accept. You might lose a game 4-3.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's when your team's in transition. There's a new manager coming, or you're going through, you're changing the way your style of play. You'd only put up that for a little while. I don't think you'd put up that for like 8 or 9 games because, let's be honest, I'd rather play shit and get into the Champions League.
Yeah, I
I don't know. It's a 7-goal filler every week, be right?
That's just fucking awesome, isn't it? That's what football's about. I don't like.
football's about
I don't
results.
like watching
Yeah,
Conte
the fucking
football,
result.
Mourinho football. It's fucking boring.
Yeah, no, I get it. No, I get it.
I would much rather play Klopp football all day long, enjoy it. If we lose, well,
Do you not
No,
think? Do you not think Klopp's probably writ off the season because he just doesn't know your form at the minute? Like, and he's
What's
But
got
is that not his job?
yeah.
I can't go in if
Still
I
make
work
top
in
4, though,
sales.
can't they?
Sorry?
Still make top 4.
we can.
Oh no, you can
mathematically.
and I think it's possible.
No, it is.
I think if you go on a run, I think it's
Your next
really
4
possible.
games are Spurs, Brentford,
What?
Forest, and
Brighton.
No, we played Brighton. Played Brighton about 4 times this season. Lost every time.
another one.
You can't work in
Leicester.
sales, right? It doesn't matter a thing. If you're a salesman, you're based in sales. You can't go to your sales manager and go, "Do you know what? I know I haven't been great this year, but I tell you what, it's not about the sales I make.
I
It's
drove
about how good
40,000
fucking
miles."
phone calls are. I was brilliant on that phone. Did you hear me? They're going to go, yeah, but you didn't make it. I don't buy this.
It's a definite.
I think it's very much a way of Klopp trying to take the pressure off himself. And I don't think he's under loads of pressure. Don't get me wrong.
No, he's under no pressure at all.
I just,
the pressure's from the media. That's it.
yeah.
But again,
But he's the only manager who would get away with it as well, being in this thing. If Eric Ten Hag was where he was at, they'd
he'd
be calling
they'd
flipping
want him out,
whatever.
yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Because-
if there was
Yeah,
anyone else.
that's because he's won fuck all.
But he's won fucking
the Dutch league,
league. Yeah.
big
Right.
league that is.
Yeah, he's won more fucking trophies this season than you have. You can't.
We've won I've told you. We've won the Community Shield.
And the 7-0 against Man United as well.
That's not a
Yeah,
trophy.
exactly, yeah.
What are you fucking making out like? Every time I speak to you, it's 7 this, 7 that. That was about 4 months ago.
Because 7 months ago.
Do you want the
I know it winds you up.
Do you want the manager of Liverpool, a championship thing side, saying it's not about results, it's about performances?
At the moment, yeah. To me, it's about performances. Results
Papered over the cracks.
now do not matter to us because we've got nothing to play for.
So you've,
Let's say-
you've given up, so you're trying to find a positive in the fact that
Yeah,
you've had a
that's
shit
it.
season.
yeah, we've had a shit season.
But you have still
Let's
got
just
top-
perform
Everyone
really
does,
well,
don't
really, really well, and carry it on for next year. And that's it. If
If he carries on good performances next year and doesn't win games, you're going to be happy with that.
no. But what I'm saying is, if you're
So
performing
he's got
really,
to carry on the performance and he's got to win. So then it's
which
results.
will happen. I think if you perform well, okay, statistically, you're not going to lose all 8 games.
you
If you
accept-
perform
No, I
at the
don't- I
level
don't
that you
believe you
should
will.
do,
But would you accept then next season if you didn't make top 4 next season, but you played all right? Would you be like, yeah, that's all right. We didn't make top 4, but we played okay over the season.
Can't
or
do
would
it,
you would you start to think actually
I won't be accepted
I won't
again.
accept more?
I don't think it'll be accepted, but again,
No, would you accept it? Like, that's what I'm saying. Would you think actually
again, it all depends on how the performances are and
the
the
whole
team.
season?
Right, and the teams around you as well. Because, again, you could play absolutely blinding football all season, but there's another City, Arsenal, Spurs have had even better seasons. You know, and that's it. You know, you just can't. I just think, no, I'll be happy.
Really?
Yeah. Performances, I'd much rather see great football than win.
You are talking out of your arse, mate.
And it's a lovely arse as well.
I'll tell you what, if you end up 12...
Not as hairy as my face.
I don't know.
No, but
Do you want to have a look?
in all seriousness...
It is, because it reaches your back.
In all seriousness, I
haven't got hairy
I
back.
think Klopp will turn it around. I think he's a great manager. I think he'll work out a way in terms of
If he
doing that.
doesn't with the squad he's got, it's fuck me.
Well, I think he's got away very likely this season. I think Liverpool fans love him. I think that's brought him a load of time. I think the media have left him alone.
I think he's the perfect manager for FSG. To be fair.
What was it? I saw another interview with Klopp, and the guy interviewing him was basically saying, you know, about Bellingham, you know, you can't get him now. You haven't got the money to. You know, if you went to other clubs, you would have the money to get who you want.
They've already got
and he
substitutes lined
said,
up, haven't they?
he said, but this is my club.
Yeah.
I want to be here. I don't care about the other clubs. I love this club.
Yeah.
And that's it. You know, if you get a
But he's
manager,
going to say that, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's like players
But he's
kissing the
proved he
bag.
doesn't need £100 million players either. He's proved he doesn't need them. So I bet he's got a bucket list. Like
we've apparently got that guy from Bayern Munich.
Gravenhausen.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently. But
Rice and Maddison on the radar as well.
No, I do think
one of them I'll take Rice and Madison. I think I'd rather Rice.
Rice for
But I think he'll stay in the capital. I think he'll be going to Arsenal.
I don't see all the hype about Rice.
I think
good.
I think he's good.
I think he's improved. The last season he's improved.
he's amazing. He does all the little things.
you put him in a
without
decent side.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
I think he's
Anytime West Ham play well or win,
Yeah, I get it, but is he?
I think you put better players around him. I think he'll thrive in it.
I like Madison as well. I think Madison's quality.
Yeah,
and I think, again, you stick him in a decent side.
Yeah. But
I think he's
not £100 million though, is he?
No, absolutely not.
But it's English. That's the problem with English players.
Madison will be
Price.
about 50, 60
And
million.
Why is that?
And he's got West Ham
Because-
price tag.
Because with English players, as English clubs,
Quota.
you need English players in your squad.
quota.
So there's a price tag rising.
whack.
there.
Fuck
Yeah.
West-
That's why
West Ham
United.
did it,
That's
yeah.
why United got Butland as their third choice because he was English.
I like Butland,
Yeah.
although he's never
Yeah.
played. But he's made the odd appearance. But in terms of, okay. So it was interesting. Like I say, Klopp. I just thought it was interesting for him to say that. I do think he'll work it out.
Yeah,
I do think you've got a shout at top 4 as well. I think it's
If we perform like we have and get the results,
when you say perform like you have, apart from the Leeds game,
the Leeds and
How can you
Arsenal
say-
game,
and Arsenal
the
game?
last two games we've performed a lot better. We've pressed, we played at higher tempo. We don't look leggy, whereas previously we've looked leggy.
but
Got
why?
your squad
But
back,
why
haven't they?
though?
That's why.
I
They
don't
got their
know
squad
why.
back.
So it's not. So then it's not the games.
They
It's
played a
not
lot-
because they're tired.
Yeah, you got a lot
They're
of your
now
boys
more-
back as well.
But it can't be tired because they're
They
now
are
more
tired.
tired than they were before.
I know.
No, they're tied from last
But,
a lot of
but
their players
also, I
back,
think, like Lee said, injuries are coming back. You
Sure.
know, I think we've had the most injuries this season out of every club, like games missed.
It takes a few games for them to get back. It's like Jota's now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do
He's
think
been
that's
back, what,
that's
3
fixed. I
games
do
now,
think
hasn't he?
it's,
Matt, couple of-
Yeah, we've missed a lot of players.
Salah's found form as well.
He's always class. Yeah,
Who's been out for a long time that you've really missed?
Diaz, Jota.
First time, were they first team players every week?
Diaz was October.
Jota
Yeah.
was on the form moves.
Diaz
Fucking
was
hell.
in
Yeah.
fire, weren't he?
Yeah, it was October. He's only just come back from. Jota's only been back for the last 3 weeks.
First team every week? Is he a stonewall?
He's I wouldn't say first 11, but he's in that squad.
Sure.
And
Okay, so it's not affected.
It's
has
squad
affected the
players
squad,
because
but it's a thing.
okay,
so-
when you play the high tempo football, you need that squad.
Sure.
And if you haven't got that squad,
Yeah.
you're knackered. You know, we've obviously Thiago's been in and out of the team, injured quite a lot, and I think he's absolutely amazing. I would have him in any team.
Mane might be available in the summer.
Van Dijk looks like
Mane, yeah.
Van
Who
Dijk.
else? So who else? Thiago,
Best.
so you've had Jota, Thiago,
Diaz. And then we've also at time
Nunez was injured. As well.
Nunez,
but not for a long period of time though.
Yeah.
Kanate's
Kanate's been injured.
Yeah.
Van Dijk,
first team player.
Him and Van Dijk are centre backs. I
Yeah.
think Matip's been out injured. You know, we've had
It's the inconsistencies,
Yeah.
in it, and that's where you've not got your straight 11. You're making up for it. Yeah.
Curtis Jones been injured. He's now starting every game at the moment. You know, I think Harvey Elliott's had a little knock here and there. Yeah, we've had. It might not be long-term injuries, but you know, even if it's 1 or 2 games, it then takes them another 2 games.
Sure,
to get going again.
the injuries thing I never get for any team because everyone has injuries.
Yeah.
No one's ever got to the end of the season and go, do you know what? We had no players out. We had everyone out every season. Like,
It's having that stock 11 you want.
But I do think
Every
it does.
week.
It does. You know, affect the squad in terms.
just
of...
upsets
You
the
think
apple cart a bit.
previous, you know, benches for the last few weeks, we've had nothing on there. We've had Milner to bring on, Henderson to bring on.
But aren't they? Like,
Aren't they the best players in the world?
Henderson, fantastic. Milner, he's a bit old. He likes his Ribena, but it's like, you know, they're not going to game change, are they? They're not the players who are going to come on and score you a goal. They're not. You know,
They're there for their experience now.
they're not going to come on and burn pace. You know, now, you know, you got Nunez coming on. You had Diaz coming on yesterday. That's the extra pace coming on. You know, the attacking flair. Henderson, Milner. Yeah, fantastic to come on and shore the team up when you're winning. But if you need that goal, they're not going to provide it, are they?
It'll be interesting to see what happens. It'll be interesting to see if it doesn't come right, what the excuses will be come the end of the season that people will use.
We're tired.
Well, because they can't. Again, they can't use that now.
potentially United might use that next season.
Yeah, no, absolutely, no,
Yeah,
100%.
because you could potentially play every game as well this season, couldn't
Yeah,
you?
I don't think we'll use that excuse because I think it's a poor excuse. But it's but no, but they have
To
any.
be fair, the only person who uses that excuse is fucking Dave.
But it's true.
Sorry, love, I couldn't fix your boiler because I'm overtired from all the games I played last.
Yeah, last year.
Mentally drained.
But you're not meaning anything because you just say you turned the corner and now the energy's back. So what? That's where for me.
They've only got 10 minutes of energy. That's fine.
That's for me where that argument falls down, because if that was the case, you should see as the season goes on the gradual decline, and you've seen the opposite.
But
It's the excuse.
but then
for
maybe
being
then you
used
don't
for-
train as hard.
Fuck off.
And
Dave, you're proper fucking digging it out now.
I'm just
So you're saying-
you're giving me things, so I'm giving you.
So you're
things.
saying that
You've
their
admitted
turn of
It's
events,
an excuse.
the reason the team are playing better now, you think is because they haven't
No.
been training so hard.
No, but you know, no, I didn't say potentially.
You just said.
I didn't say we haven't, but I said that could happen. You know, maybe it's like, right. Well, rather than massive amount of fitness and pressing, etc., we'll go for just a bit more tactics, and it haven't worked. And
Let's see this out.
Fuck, we ain't got that.
I could, but then I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what they've been doing.
Right, you've been shit this season. Your season's gone. You're using your excuse book. Let's see what happens next year.
Yeah, and let's see what's happened next year. And and play well.
John Daly is right. You haven't got a clue what you're talking about. I'm joking. I know we
So
give
next
you,
week there'll be three of us.
what I will say here, I will give you props. You're the only Liverpool fan against 3 United fans. It must be difficult. You do give a good account of yourself every weekday, so I've got to give you some props.
You make no fucking sense, but you give
No,
me good
yeah,
accounts.
absolutely. Yeah.
All I know.
I'm joking, Dave. Love you, really.
You're good having it around because you never know when your boiler's going to break, so it's good to have it. Right, I think that sort of wraps up everything for this week. Again, as usual, follow, like, subscribe, tell your nan. If you've got any more things for us to abuse Dave with, then please let us know.
Yeah, more abuse the better.
And we'll catch you again next week.